Back now with our breaking news on the deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Moments ago, CNN obtained video from an ICE officer's cell phone that captures the confrontation with Renee Good that preceded, at least in part, her shooting.
Good afternoon. This is John Soto. This is SotoCast. This video just dropped a little while ago. CNN is going to do their analysis. Let's see how this one goes, and then we're going to go give ours probably right in the middle of it.
DHS official confirms the video was recorded on the agent's cell phone camera. We do warn you, there is profanity. This is disturbing content. Here it is.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country.
Take this video down. Break it down real quick, little by little. This is the officer. He has a cell phone camera out. He's circling the vehicle to collect the information, obviously, of the faces of the individual as well as the plate number of the individual. And if you listen very carefully, you don't have to listen too carefully, but there's a couple of clues here as to what's been going on.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us again later. So obviously, these individuals have taken it upon themselves to proactively get involved in this, I guess, following them, caravanning with them. Apparently, there are other individuals that go along with them and try to get in the way of these guys doing their job.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Oh! Fucking bitch.
CNN's Josh Campbell is standing by to walk us through this. We also have John Miller with us, who we'll bring in here momentarily. Josh, take us through this.
Well, this is a critical new angle. This was the actual vantage point of the officer. And we know that not many immigration officers actually wear body-worn cameras. But in this instance, the immigration agent was holding his phone up, essentially filming this encounter, which we can now see in this video obtained by our colleague Holmes Librand.
So just a quick side note. Again, why would he be doing that? Why would he be doing that? They're not issued body cameras. Obviously, these people have been doing this. You know, the unfortunate, you know, lady that is now deceased, you know, she even says, I'm not mad at you. Like, you know, I'm not mad at you. I'm just going to be here and I'm going to keep doing this. So obviously they've encountered them before. This guy's trying to document them so that, you know, maybe, you know, they can put out a report for them and they can get arrested at a later date. And things is just, you know, as happens in law enforcement, things happen very quickly and took a bad turn.
And so in the video, you see that the officers are making contact with Renee Good there. She's parked somewhat perpendicular in a street. And there's another woman that's there, which is outside the vehicle. And you can tell, you know, as the exchange there with Renee Good that, you know, she's being somewhat pleasant. The other woman is, you know, kind of mouthy. And, you know, this is obviously a bit tense. She, you know, tells the agent at one point, you know, why don't you go get some lunch, big boy. You also see critically, and I'll get to this in a second, bystanders behind the vehicle. We've seen other angles. This one shows us, again, the vantage point of that officer. Another agent orders Renee Good out of the vehicle. This agent then walks around. That is the moment that she then takes off. And on that audio, what we hear, it appears that you can actually hear friction on the phone. You know, it appears from other angles that the agent was indeed struck by that vehicle. But you hear on the audio, it appears friction on the phone. That could be from the vehicle strike. That could be from...
Now, to their credit, they actually just said that. That was said on CNN. It appears from another angle that the agent was struck by the vehicle, which he was.
You know, the phone on his clothing, but then it appears 3 shots were fired after that. And then you hear afterwards, someone, it appears maybe an immigration agent who was there, actually, you know, use profanity, you know, calling her an effing B, which we heard on the audio there. Now let's talk about the tactics for a second. So, you know, I can tell you this as a former federal agent that law enforcement officers can use deadly force only when necessary, when they believe that there is an imminent threat to their life. In this instance, you have a moving vehicle that's coming at that agent. Now the driver, Renee Good, did turn the wheel to the right. So it appears that that she wasn't, coming head on at that agent, trying to mow him over. But nevertheless, an agent in that split second, decision would have to make that calculation. Am I in danger? Is my life threatened here? Agents are also taught, what are other options? Could you move out of the way? And that's why this has been such a contentious issue here. The judgment, the decision of that agent to actually open fire. We've heard, obviously people supporting that decision, others being quite critical. One other thing I want to note is that when agents undergo training, and not just the feds, but law enforcement across the country, it is a cardinal rule that you are responsible for every round that you fire. And one key component of that is, to the extent that you have the time and you must be aware of what is beyond your shot, what is in the background. Here, it appears from that video that this other woman who had been engaging in with the agent was quite clearly in the line of fire, but there were also other people that were standing behind that car on the sidewalk, and this is a residential area. And so I'm sure that will face some scrutiny as well. The officer opening fire at that moment, directly, it appears towards those other people beyond the shot, and then his partners, and you brought this up, Brianna, just the other day, his partners are there in close range as well. And so this will be heavily scrutinized from a tactical perspective as well about the officer opening fire. But again, just critical new video here that we're seeing, an important angle, what the officer would have been seeing in the moment.
Yeah, I think one of the things that obviously could have mitigated this issue is probably body cams in this scenario. And again, this is just me thinking off the cuff, thinking off the top of my head. So obviously the agent is at a disadvantage because these people have probably been annoying him. So he's recording on his phone, right? He should have two hands free. He should have a body camera active and available. A couple of things just to point out is that he's filming with his phone, trying to, like I said, he's trying to get their faces, trying to get the plate number, trying to get identifying markers to possibly later affect an arrest or have other people affect an arrest at a later time, or even let his other counterparts in the agency know, hey, look out for these guys because they're trying to block our caravans, they're trying to block our vehicles, they're trying to impede us in doing our job. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. When he's filming that at first, the way and the angle that those wheels are turned are pretty much pointed directly towards him. It's only at the last second that she turns away and tries to get by, essentially. Now, when she tries to get by, the proximity to him in the vehicle, she does end up striking him. Does she end up striking him because he fires? Does he fire because she's, that is, honestly, that's neither here nor there. If you are that close to somebody that you could even potentially hit them, no matter who they are, I mean, that's, you're putting that person's life in danger, right? I mean, if you're going to peel out like that, it doesn't, whether the guy's a cop or not, like that is completely reckless and warranted of an arrest. Like even if that was a regular guy in the street and she peeled out and just, barely hit him, that's reckless. That can easily result in an arrest. And so you have an arrest situation where the cop does believe his life is in danger. He's down. He's checking his phone, looking up at her. These things happen so fast. And I was just watching another video where a lady who was very obviously anti-police, she was essentially saying, she was taking the other angle. She was taking the angle from the rear of the car and essentially showing, look, that when she starts, he's already off to the side and, whatever. He could have just stepped to the side. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. In the end, we have the other angle that shows he actually did get struck by the car. And one of his rounds did go through the windshield. And then she goes on, this other YouTube personality or whoever she is, and says, well, then he fired 2 shots in the windshield. Anyone that's ever been in a combat situation, anyone that's ever discharged a firearm, anyone that's ever been in a stressful situation while they have to discharge a firearm will know that 1 shot to 3 shots. It's one of those things where, especially if you end up getting struck by something or something is in that close proximity to you. I mean, that happens in less than a second, those 3 shots. So between 1 shot or 3 shots, you're talking about pretty much the same thing. This is not SEAL Team 6 we're talking about. We're talking about individuals that are they are law enforcement, but you have to understand that this guy, and listen, the other part that I hate, I'm sorry that I'm going all over the place, but everybody keeps saying that he was already ran over. He was run over in the past. I don't take that into consideration. I disregard that. And people might be mad at that, but that has no bearing on this situation. If you were hit by a car in the past and that's going to cause you to do something that you shouldn't in the present, then you shouldn't be there. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want to disregard that because I still think that he acted accordingly. I still think he acted within I think he acted within the law. I think he acted within his right. Did he have to do that? No. Of course not. If you want to die, you could just choose to get hit by the car. Or flip a coin and say, maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe she'll hit me with the car. Maybe I'll just, get scraped up or whatever. Maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe you're willing to take that chance. He wasn't. I think that in him not being willing to take that chance, that was a decision that he made. I think he's still justified in that decision that he made because there was absolutely the possibility of him losing his life in that scenario. To the point that even after, because he probably shot her, in the head. And thankfully, he was able to get out of the way. Because even, and here's what you got to understand. To the point where he probably shot her in the head, and that car still went and barricaded into another car. Had he been in front of that car, there would have been two of them dead. Had he still been in front of that car when he discharged his firearm, he hit the windshield. He was able to start moving to the side, tactically getting over to the side, getting out from in front of the vehicle. He still would be dead. So thankfully, he was able to do that.
Yeah, the other officers from the other vantage point having a pronounced sort of physical reaction as the shooting happens as well. It's a tense situation between protesters and federal agents that we have been watching unfold as we speak.
Yeah, so I mean, I just wanted to put this out because this video just came out, so I wanted to get this video out as quickly as I can. But yeah, listen. I understand. I know people in law enforcement, and even them in the beginning. Everybody split. It's a bad shoot. It's a good shoot. It's a this shoot. It's a that shoot. You gotta wait and see. Camera angles are just that. They're camera angles. They are a literal perspective. They are a literal angle that you can only see but this. Thankfully, we live in an era where we're getting multiple angles. We're getting multiple angles, and the truth can get out there. The truth can be seen. Do you think, this guy, from my understanding, has more than a decade on? Do you think he woke up in the morning and said, I want to kill somebody today? Honestly, think about that. Think about it. He's, just put yourself in the perspective. You have a wife at home with children that are depending upon you to provide, to do what's right for them. You're thinking about your mortgage payment, your car payment, your insurance payment, your water bill, your light bill. You're thinking about all that stuff. Like, do you honestly think that somebody wakes up in the morning doing a job like this and they're like, I just want to take somebody out today. Just want to take somebody out today. I kind of find that really hard to believe. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't evil people out there. There are evil people in every profession. From doctors to priests to teachers to counselors to garbage men, everybody in the middle to rocket scientists. There are evil people out there. But the fact that this woman put herself in that situation and continued to do that. She was obviously repeatedly doing that, putting herself in a situation. And you're putting yourselves in harm's way. You're not not understanding the gravity of the situation that you're putting yourself in. You're putting yourself in a situation where you're boxing these guys in, not allowing them to get out of this area. You don't know if they have a prisoner. You don't know who they're going for, if that person's going to get a heads up on them. and then arm himself to then get a tactical advantage. There is so much in the unknown that those two women, they have no idea. They have zero idea. And that's the point. If you have zero idea, don't get directly involved in this shit. There are many other ways to make your voice heard. Don't get involved in the shit because these are big boy games. And it is very sad what happened. I think honestly the saddest part was how she was acting towards them. She was actually very cordial. She just said she felt, because of everything that's going on right now, she felt that this was a form of peaceful protesting. That she's just going to stand there. She felt this was Tiananmen Square. She thought she was the guy standing up to the fascist regime. Or the gal, whatever she identified as. That's what she thought. And she thought that because she's been absolutely, totally brainwashed. We all have been. We've all been totally brainwashed in our own way. I think we've all been totally brainwashed just to be against each other. That's what it seems like to me sometimes. It seems like everyone has been brainwashed and everyone's algorithm has been programmed to just make them hate the other side. Don't know how we fix that. You know, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of reports about her, you know, a mother of 3, no custody of 2. I don't know, and I don't care. To be honest with you, that doesn't matter. You know, she was somebody's mom. She was somebody's daughter. It sucks, but people need to understand the consequences of their actions. People need to understand that there are big boys out there playing big boy games, and guys try very hard to play nice with protesters, with people that are getting involved, putting cameras in their faces and shit like that. Try to play real nice. And most of the time it works out fine. You get your, you know, the protester or whoever, they'll get their licks in. No problem. They get to go home. But every now and again, somebody doesn't get to go home. Every now and again, somebody faces, you know, the ultimate split-second decision. That's all it was. Split second.
This is disturbing content. Here it is.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Oh! Fucking bitch.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. That's what we're left with. I don't know, you know. I have friends like that. You know, you might think it's crazy, but I have friends like that. And you know, as somebody who doesn't agree at all, I try my hardest. And not even just friends like that. Everyone watching this will have people that say that what the cop did was wrong, because it's a very divided issue. You're going to have people in your wheelhouse that say, I know people in law enforcement that in the beginning said this was wrong. So that's what it's meant for. That's the point of it. The point of it is to get people that are even close to divide. Don't let it do that. I have my beliefs. If somebody says it's wrong, you know, I do get a little bit worked up. But all right, that's their opinion. They say it's wrong. It's fine. I have to start, you know, trying to persuade is different than getting angry, different than getting upset. And doesn't do you much good if you get angry and upset. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. 6283 Talk on the X if you want to follow me there. Thanks for all the new subs. Comment down below, please, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that say that I'm full of shit, and that's fine. I kind of like it. I'll joke back with you. That's not a problem. But comment below, share, do all that good stuff. I've been having a blast. Thank you so much for all the support. I am John Soto. See you in the next video, guys. Take care.